Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. The Sylacauga Animal Shelter and the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill are both very fortunate to have our volunteers and our community support. And I wanted to bring on a couple of our volunteers, Warren and Diana Hobson. They are big supporters of the shelter, big supporters of rescue dogs in our area. They donate, they walk dogs, they take dogs out on doggy day outs. They have brought dogs into their homes overnight to see how they do. Gosh, I could keep naming lots of things. I'm sure I've missed a ton of things that they've done for our shelter. But thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your experience so we can encourage some other people to volunteer in some way to help with our situation here.
You're welcome. We're delighted to be here.
Yes, we are.
Now, tell me a little bit about how you got started in rescue. Did it start with you adopting some dogs, or did you adopt dogs because of your volunteer work?
I guess initially, we started walking the dogs on the Saturdays, that the shelter does. And then that's when I decided, well, maybe I could do some more volunteer work.
Okay.
And I talked with the shelter employees, and they suggested, the particular, folks that could do that, both the transporting of dogs to vet places, and also the just the walkers, So that's how I initially got involved, with just walking the dogs, at the shelter on Saturday morning. So, and eventually I did decide to do something else, And
Just grew into so many things.
Yeah. So I think initially that I got involved was transporting the dogs, and
Okay.
I took some up to the Alabama Spray and Neuter up in Irondale, and I've taken them to the Childersburg vet and other vets, So that's how we got involved. And then gradually we decided, well, somebody had posted about a doggy day out, and I said, well, we'll try that also.
Yeah.
So we've had several doggy days out, and we would take pics and videos of the dog down at our home. Our home is on Lay Lake. We have a very ideal situation because we have a fenced-in, very large backyard that borders the lake. So when we bring the dogs down, they're welcome to just roam around as they wish, And then eventually for a while, we would let them interact with our dogs. So, and as long as they got along with each other, then it was fine,
Yeah.
So.
And you seem to have very calm dogs.
Well, generally.
Generally.
They do well
Generally,
with the dogs
yeah.
you bring in.
And all three of our dogs are
Or rescue
rescue
dogs.
dogs.
Okay.
Yes. So.
And
So they've one came from Sylacauga Shelter.
okay.
Yep.
The other two, one came from one rescue that was a foster
Okay.
Yep.
to our adoption. And then the other came from Birmingham Humane Society.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've experienced both ends, the volunteering to help find dogs homes and also being able to get dogs from a foster situation. And from,
Yes. we
so,
have.
so that's what we love to talk about so much on the show, different ways that you can help. And like I said, Warren and Diana are shining examples of every way to help. And so,
Yeah.
but fostering is definitely a way that is a tremendous help. And you experienced that getting a dog from a foster system.
Yes.
So,
Yes, our daughter actually fostered one of the dogs we have.
okay.
And it was found in a ditch. It was deformed,
Yep.
and Warren fell in love with it. It's a
Of
pet.
course.
And so he fell in love. We adopted, went through having its leg fixed,
Yep.
He took it to Mississippi, went to orthopedic vets, and went through the surgery process. And I guess we've had Bo for about 7, 8 years.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
And,
years.
you know, it's all about caring
Yeah.
and
Now,
wanting what's best for a dog.
Absolutely.
Now, our most recent fostering, were the overnight fosterings of Elena and Rains, and because the rescue agency up in New Jersey wanted to have some more information on them,
Yeah.
and so we brought both of them down individually and let them stay overnight. So, and they both did very well. So,
And they did beautiful videos and pictures of Alina and Rains. And the New Jersey, those are 2 dogs that were long-term residents of the shelter, relatively speaking. And they just needed some information before they could allow the dogs to come there. Because our New Jersey rescue, they had, I think last week they had 60 adoptions. So they have a lot of dogs coming through, and they help rescues in the South and shelters in the South. And they're able to find homes, but they need to do that quickly. So they've got to know everything about the dog. And Warren and Diana agreed to take each one of these dogs in to see how they did in a home. Now, did it surprise you how great they did?
yes, it did.
Yeah. But they were both so loving,
Yeah, both were very sweet.
And very receptive.
Yeah. And our dogs got along with
Yeah.
them.
That's the videos were great. It just showed that they got along with other dogs. It showed that they could handle a home situation.
yeah.
It showed that even though they've been at the shelter so long, that they could function and get adopted quickly. And Alina's already adopted. They went up there December 30th, and she's
Yes.
already been adopted. And
Yes.
and we're waiting to hear about Rains. We know she'll get adopted soon too. But
Yeah,
I mean, we couldn't have done that without your help.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they both
yeah.
took to home life,
Yes,
and
they enjoyed it.
no,
they looked like they enjoyed it, laying on their beds in your house and
Yeah,
just
they did.
kind of taking over.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to think that they can be in a shelter and then come into a home, and I mean, there were no accidents in the house.
No.
I mean, they did great.
And they looked like they just made themselves at
Yeah,
home.
they did.
I mean, I love that picture of you standing at the kitchen counter and Alina's up there on her hind feet
On her
checking the
hind
counter
feet,
out.
just-
She's never had a counter before, but she was up there checking out the what you were cooking.
What are you fixing? Can I have some? And it really warms your heart
Yeah.
that they can want to interact with you and be with you.
And it says a lot also about how great they are and how much they love those dogs at the shelter.
Yeah.
That's not an ideal life for a dog, but the workers do their best to make sure it's the best situation so they can get into a home situation and
Yes.
hopefully have a good transition into that. And
that's
that takes time. So, every dog is different. And of course, if you adopt a dog from the shelter, you've got to give it a little time to settle in. But is that one of the most surprising things in all of your volunteer work and your adoption of rescues? Is that one of the most surprising things you've seen, is how well those 2 did as long as they'd been at the shelter and coming into your home?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And what's something what would you tell people that are thinking about adopting and are thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to get a shelter dog? What would you tell them about the dogs that you've met walking and the dogs that you've met on doggy day outs? And
There has been very, very few dogs that I would say not be available that should be adopted, because they might be too aggressive maybe when you're walking them, but
you mean pulling and
pulling
Yeah.
and just being rambunctious. But overall, the vast majority of the dogs at the shelter, they're loving being walked. So and
absolutely.
they
I
would
mean-
all are good candidates, for adoption.
And they want human touch.
they do.
They want the talking, the petting, the belly rubs. I mean, they're just like any other dog.
They
They
are.
want attention.
Yes,
They want that love.
yes.
And if you're willing to give it, they're willing to love you back.
Absolutely. And appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes those rescue dogs are the most appreciative.
They're the most appreciative, and they're the most loyal.
Yes.
They
Yes.
are. They know that you helped them, and you can see the look on Alina and Rain's faces in all your videos and all of your pictures that they appreciated that moment to be
They
out
do.
of that
They
shelter.
do. And I think that, you know, a lot of people want to go and get these boutique dogs, but they're missing a golden opportunity with a shelter dog.
They are.
Yes,
They
absolutely.
are. Absolutely. I agree.
So I think that, you know, if people have time, they need to go visit the shelter, walk some dogs,
Yes,
and they would be surprised at what they would find.
yes.
And just to clarify, of course, all the dogs at the shelter are adoptable.
Yes.
We're not going to have you walk a dog at the shelter that is aggressive, so to speak, that they will go after you or another dog. Those are not dogs that are available for adoption or walking. What Warren was saying is that some of them are more aggressive in that they pull you. And so they've been in that kennel, so most of them will pull. Although we
do
do have
pull.
some that are great that
Yeah.
don't pull from the beginning, but some are going to drag you up and down the
Well,
street.
I think some of them are just because they're puppy.
They
more
are.
puppy.
They are.
Than they are aggressive. They're just full of energy.
They are.
They're full of life.
And you will potentially get jumped on because these dogs are so
yeah.
happy to
That's-
see
yeah.
you.
That's normal.
So keep
They
that in
just-
mind if you come and walk.
They just want to show you
They
their
want some
affection.
attention.
They do. They do.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Now let's talk about, you've done doggy day outs and you've done the overnight stays. So let's talk about your experience with doggy day outs, because the shelter's got a unique opportunity that we were just discussing, that if you can't have a dog of your own, but you love dogs, you can go and basically check out a dog for the day or for a few hours and have a great day with one. So
That's correct.
let's talk about how that.
Well, you know, there are people that would love to have a dog, but their situation at home or with their work schedule or whatever, they might not be able to have a dog because they feel like they can't properly take care of a dog. Well, you're off for the day. You can go to the shelter
Yep.
and say, "Hey, can I have a dog for the day?" And they'll let you have a dog.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go.
You can
get a
go
pup cup.
and you get a pup cup at Starbucks, go to PetSense and walk
Yep.
around and look at
Yep.
all the pretty toys they have for dogs. Maybe get a dog.
Yeah.
Go to the park
Yes, go to the
and have a
park.
walk.
Yeah,
And then give that dog the love it wants. Give you the love you want.
And it gives us a lot of information about that dog too,
Yes.
because we're trying to find adopters, we're trying to find rescues, but if you're able to come and interact with the dogs, then we know that dog's personality. We've got a lot more information to give potential adopters or potential rescues, and that has helped us tremendously. So we're so fortunate to have our pool of volunteers and so fortunate to have the two of you. But let's talk about our pet of the week, because Warren and Diana also sponsor dogs. This is Stella. And this is one of their sponsored dogs. They've got a heart for black dogs. So let's talk about Stella. She has been at the shelter. I believe she's about 1.5 years now. She's been there since she was a puppy, but she is such a good dog.
And she's a wonderful dog.
And she's pretty easy to walk, isn't she, Warren? You walk her every
yes.
time you come.
yes.
And she's been to all of our events, so she's a dog that just really needs, obviously she's at an event there wearing bunny ears. That wouldn't be common at the shelter. But she is a great dog, and we would love to find her a home. So if you're interested in a dog, she's a good one.
She is a
Wouldn't you
good
say?
one.
She
She
is.
likes to have her belly rubbed.
Okay, there you go. So we've got Stella that likes her belly rubbed at the shelter, who's available. Well, thank you both again for coming on, and thank you
having
for
us.
all of your support for the shelter and for sponsoring Stella. So maybe we can finally find her a home and let her get out of that shelter, because you've taken her to your home too, haven't you?
Yes,
You've
we have.
So she's been on doggy day outs with Diana and Warren. So now we're hoping that she can have her permanent doggy day out and go to a home.
We hope so. We hope so.
So if you want to
She's-
come out and join us for walking, come out this Saturday. We'll be there from 11 to 1, and we're there every Saturday, weather permitting, from 11 to 1 to walk these pups. And you'll get to talk to maybe Warren and Diana if they're able to get out there this Saturday. And thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank
we'll
you for having
we'll have
us.
you on again, and we'll talk about some more of the dogs you're able to get adopted.
Sounds good.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.